For about 35 years, I worked in corporate management for a welfare to work organisation, and when I was 50 years old, I went to India and had a bit of a life-changing moment in the sea in India. And I came back to my corporate role, and I walked into the office and everything had changed. And I knew that I could not do this anymore. So literally that day I turned around, walked back out and sent them my letter of resignation. From that day onwards, I just knew that I had to help the women in my community in a deeper, more meaningful, heartfelt way. We're rolling.
Rolling, rolling, rolling,
rolling. Oh, sorry, Iona.
So today we are coming to you from the beautiful Meadfoot Beach in Torbay, and Emma and I are going to be interviewing the lovely Sally Anna, Maid Marian. So Sally Ann is a pioneer in her community. She is the founder and director of Torbay Women's Circle. She runs circles in this community and a community not too far away every single week for the last 7 years, Sally?
10 years.
For the last 10 years. And Sally has been key to transforming so many women's lives. And I've heard so many times where people say Sally saves lives. The reason that we wanted to interview her today is she is such an example of someone who is pioneering their own form of success, creating work that's aligned to their heart, and she also helps so many people in her community. So welcome, Sally.
Thank you.
Welcome,
Thank
Sally.
you.
So lovely to have you here.
Thank you.
How did you come up with the original idea of starting a women's circle, Torbay Women's Circles?
Okay. So in India, I kind of had a day of Reiki, drumming, kirtan, yoga. It was my 50th birthday actually on Meadfoot Beach. And I had a full day of spiritual practices, and at the end of the day, as the sun was going down, I went into the sea and the whole world basically stopped. It just stopped. And yeah, I just, I've just been through so much trauma with when I was pregnant, and I've carried that from around about the age of 26, probably till then. Like it was just in my body. I was in pain every day, like just so much pain. Every bone in my body. It's like I had some disease in my body because I was stiff. I was just ill all the time. And and then something happened in the sea in India. I don't even still know today how to describe it, to be honest with you. And I just thought, I've got to do something to help like younger women who are going through. I know what there's women in Turkey going through probably worse than what I went through, and I had nobody to go to help me. I just thought, I need to help these young women not have 30 years of pain like I had. And I don't know why I'm crying. And I just thought, what was the best way to do it? And I'd sat in circle in India, probably for the first time. And I thought, oh my God, this is like magic. I need to do something similar back in Torbay. Yeah, and that's how it happened in India, really. And then that's when I just couldn't go back to corporate, and anyway, I had to help young women that, like I was, but I had nobody. It's powerful stuff, really. It made me so poorly, though. I was going to die.
I love it. It sounds like it was a real response from your body and your heart and your soul.
Yeah. I didn't have a choice.
To transform, to change.
I didn't have a choice. Something happened in that sea. Everything stopped. The world stopped you know, there was a busy, Arunbol Beach is really busy with air conditioners, there's people singing, dancing, you know, it's crazy, but the whole thing just stopped. And I was like, fuck it now, what's going on here? And I just knew then, I thought, I need to make a massive change.
Sounds like a reset moment.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of those undeniable, like, lightning bolt moments, isn't it? Where the universe comes in and your life can never be the same again.
No.
Never
No.
can.
I walked away from a £50,000 a year job, corporate job, and just said, stop it. I don't want it. And this is where it's led me.
Yeah.
Sat on the beach with you two,
Yeah.
talking about it and crying.
And I'm just noticing there's 3 seagulls peacefully bobbing in the
Bobbing
water,
along, happy as Larry.
Yeah, that's us.
symbolizing us
Yeah.
floating in the sea of abundance.
Yeah.
Because you chose to act on. It's almost like a God moment.
Well,
Yeah.
you chose
Yeah.
life, didn't you? You chose life. That's what you did.
You chose life, and you're still choosing life.
Yeah, and you're still choosing life, which
You're
is why
choosing-
it's abundant for you.
Yeah.
And I think that's the contrast, isn't it? It's this choice to live a death life where we just surviving.
I would be dead by now. I think.
We're just surviving, and our lives are just going through
Bob
that.
Dylan said, if you're not busy living, you're busy dying. Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's so true.
So
isn't it?
true.
It's so true. I think when difficulties happen, when trauma happens, like grief, those are processes to go through, but they don't have to form the root and foundation of your whole life. I feel like that is to be founded on joy and living and abundance and love. And that gives you the resilience so when those things do come along, that they can actually work, you can work through them, they can flow through and fend off.
Yeah, funny you should say that, because working with Iona and obviously your wisdom as well, I've more recently realised that if what happened to me hadn't happened to me, I wouldn't be this now.
Yeah.
Sally, can you say a little bit more? What is bringing you joy, and how is it different to what you were doing before in your corporate job?
So compared to my corporate job, so it's all very target driven and very, very pressurized. Always, you know, having to reach a target, supply all this information about where you were and what was happening in the business. And it was just so much, around about the same time, it's no coincidence that I was started going through menopause, so it's all kind of like a big life-changing experience. But yeah, so compared to now, working for yourself, it just gives you so much joy. Basically, I get up every morning and I just basically do what I want every single day. And doing what I want is supporting women to be the best that they can be in every way.
It sounds very liberating. Like really, so you're waking up, you can do whatever you want.
Yes.
You can't in a corporate world.
No.
At all.
No. Yeah, there's absolutely so I've got I'm fortunate to be quite abundant anyway. So it's not driven by money at all. It's just driven by, and that's the beauty of it. So once I stopped being driven by money just seemed to come to me. It's like the weirdest thing. But I just stopped thinking about the money side of it. I just put my heart in supporting these women and children. I work with children as well. I put my heart into working with these women and children that really needed my support and advice and guidance, and the way I teach, all the things that I teach them. And then as soon as I stopped thinking about the money side of it, the money just seemed to basically pour in.
Amazing.
People phone me up and say, Sally, can we fund you?
Wow.
I'm like, oh, no, not this year. I earned too much. We put it into next year's tax thing.
So Sally, you are one of the most abundant people I know. And I'm talking about in terms of you just trusting that life has got your back, that money's going to come, that funding's going to come.
Yeah.
And you are the only person I know that gets funding for grounding, to
Yeah, I
bring
know.
people to lie under a tree, sit
Yeah.
on the earth, and feel their bodies through the magnetic frequencies of the earth.
True.
You manage to get funding
I
for
do.
things like grounding and bringing people back to nature and taking kids out in nature.
I do.
So what is your secret of abundance? And I know everyone asks you this.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I've had a good think about this, and you know what it is, especially in this community? People trust me. People have got absolute 100% trust in that I'm going to deliver what I'm going to say I'm going to deliver. So and it's also about consistency. So I'm consistent. I turn up week in, week out. I've turned up to that circle some weeks half dead, full of anxiety. I've had the most heartbreaking year of my life the last couple of years. I've had, death in my family. I've had, trials and tribulations. Things have happened to me, but I consistently turn up. And within women know I'm going to turn up. Sometimes, not even having had a wash, I'm that messed up myself, but I still turn up. And they see that I'm, Sally's going through whatever she's going through, but she turns up, she sets it all up, she sits on those cushions, and we talk about what's going on. And it's also with the funders as well, they trust me to deliver. Because I've got consistent delivered for 40 years. So it's trust and consistency.
Yeah. Which actually are the themes for all abundance, isn't it? That when we've interviewed people and when we're doing this work, trust is key, that you let go of everything and you trust that the universe will provide. Yeah.
Well, it's also...
And showing up.
Yeah. But it's also very important that other people trust you.
Yeah.
So... with all the statutory agencies, I would say I've got a fabulous relationship with all the statutory agencies who fund me because they trust that I am going to change these women's lives and I am going to deliver what I'm going to deliver.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is the key to your success, Elle, is that you consistently show up.
Consistently.
And you trust that by doing that, it's almost like you're sending that sign to the universe that you mean business. You're sending that sign out to your funders that you're serious about what you do.
Yeah.
And other people can trust you because you're always there. You're always showing up.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
exactly.
As Emma said, it seems that just by that consistency,
it's a consistency.
You are growing into what you do. Would you say that's true?
That is true.
Did you know what you were doing when you started?
No.
Did you speak into that for us?
Yeah, so when I first started, I had no idea what I was doing. I used to turn up with a couple of little cushions and a little statue of a Buddha, a meditation from YouTube, a few, a pack of old Oracle cards. I just did not know what I was doing. And, I've always had a lot of support from other people as well. So they want to be part of it. It's like that energy thing that I bring. They want to be part of that energy. So some weeks I would turn up and there'd be one woman there, but I'd still do it. I'd still deliver. And then the second week I turn up, there might be two women, but they were still using whatever drugs and alcohol they were partaking in. But I used to still sit and deliver whatever I was delivering. And I didn't really know what I was delivering. It was just, tell me your story, I'll tell you my story. And that's how it unfolded. And I think as well, because I've been so honesty.
Yeah.
Honesty is the people know when you're lying. I know when someone's lying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I've always been brutally honest about my story. And my story of my domestic abuse, it's true. And everybody knows it's true. And I just tell that story and people are so shocked that I'm still actually alive. They go, Jesus Christ, you made it through that.
Yeah.
And you're here showing up. Yeah, so I'm going to be able to show, I can show up if you're showing up. Yeah. And then it just kind of dominoed.
I can see how that would be, because when people have been through really traumatic things, they often think they're the only person that's been through that. And so when they find someone that has not only come through it, but is now able to hold other people in that space, that gives them hope. And then they will share that with people, and then those people turn up, and then it becomes bigger and bigger.
That's how it goes.
Yeah. And that's abundance, isn't it? That's the abundance in what you do, and that's how you change the life.
That's how you change, definitely.
Yeah.
How do you manage to keep positive in yourself? How do you support yourself to keep showing up?
Oh, good question. Grounding on the earth.
Okay, so
Swimming in the sea.
we're at Meadfoot Beach now, which is
That's my main
Sally's.
thing.
It's your place,
Yay!
isn't it? We met Sally in her element on this beach, really close to your home, isn't
Yeah,
it?
2 minutes.
And Sally is always on this beach, soaking up the sun and the negative ions of the earth. So you said that would be, and that's something you teach others, isn't it?
Yeah, I get funded to teach people all about grounding and the benefits of being on the earth and swimming in the sea. And, you know, it's like magic watching a woman go into the sea for the first time and look her shoulders under. She's never been in the sea before. Wow. And I'm like, you know, takes weeks and weeks and weeks to get there, from paddling to knees to there to there. But eventually they get in, and then some days I'll drive down here and they're all swimming out there, and I'm thinking, 6 months ago you weren't even paddling. Oh. You know, it's like magic, really. So what do I do? That was the question. I keep needing to go back.
What do you do to support yourself to keep positive and to keep showing up?
Well, can I mention you?
Yes.
I've got a really good mentor who has helped me through quite a lot of trials and tribulations, especially over the last couple of years. And yeah, it's great to be able to talk to somebody that knows what they're talking about, and they can really guide me through. So this past couple of years, I would say that I have expanded even more into being just really content with my lot in life, really. But, you know, I'm nearly 60, so it's taken this long to get to this point. And as I sat here on this beach today with the sun shining, with our feet on the earth, with you two beautiful women, honestly say, I haven't got a care in the world. Yeah, I haven't.
So how would you define success for yourself?
I would define success for myself, being able to get up every morning and do exactly what I want to do without any constraints in any way, shape or form. So my children have both grown up, so I haven't got, I'm not mothering.
Yeah.
My parents live in Nottinghamshire, so I'm not looking after them. My family up there are. I'm as free as a bird. And when I do go to work, which is grounding, running women's circles and taking kids on nature walks, it's not like work. I'm just going and hanging out with my little chums for a couple of hours, and you know, I'm paid really, really, really well for it.
So you enjoy what you do?
I enjoy. It's a key to life.
Yeah.
Can you say more about that?
Um,
What is the key to life?
The key to life is doing what you love every single day, and it's not an effort. So, right, just go back to me being in my corporate role. Like every morning, 6 o'clock, the alarm would go off, and I'd have to drive to Plymouth or Somerset or Exeter or one of the offices that I was managing, and everything was an effort. So my whole body used to be in resistance to it. So I used to have a lot of aches and pains and neck ache, and I was always ill. I was always ill all the time because whatever I was doing, my body wasn't enjoying it, and it was super stressful. I was always at the doctor's. I was having to have all my, chiropractor every week to realign me because I was all stiff from all the driving. I just was so unhappy, but I didn't realise how unhappy I was till I left and started this life. Success to me is just getting up with no aches and pains, not a care in the world, and just doing what I love with the people that I enjoy being with. People that are a massive part of it.
I love that.
I can't live, my job is people, so I have to have people. Sometimes the people show up and, they're half dead. And well, I was there, love. 10 years ago, that was me. 20 years ago, that was me. Look at me now, and they go, bloody hell. And that gives them that little bit of inspiration.
So have you got key moments or a moment? I know you talked about the time you went to India and you came
Yeah.
back in. But since then, in the last 10 years when you've been doing this different work,
Yeah.
key moments which you feel have shaped you or expanded you or expanded what you're doing or what
Key
you're
moment.
bringing?
Yeah. There's been lots, obviously. I lead a very adventurous life. But one key moment I've got to say was Womanfest.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it really was.
So just to put that into context, we were all involved in a women's festival together called Womenfest.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
You say that was one of your key breakthrough moments.
Yeah, it was.
Can you share some of that?
I can share that, yeah. So all these massive emotions and memories came up of real trauma that I'd faced as a victim of domestic abuse that I'd clearly buried because it was some memories came up that I completely forgot about. And it was life-changing. And then I did from then really went on a journey to try and heal that wound. Wow. But then I was still able to get up and have one of the best laughs of my life and dance and sang. So, that resilience as well. I recognised that within myself.
Wow. That's powerful.
Yeah.
That's a powerful
It's true
recognition.
as well. Yeah. It's true.
So it sounds like you've done your own transformational work and you've bringing your gifts now of what you've learned to others.
Yeah, well, I would say that things still come up. That, I do have moments where I really do struggle, but I do phone you and go, help me. And you make sense of it all.
So one of the key things that you always say to the women in your circles and to others in your life is the words that you speak.
Oh, yeah.
Are
big thing. The words that you speak are the spells that you cast. The vast majority of the women that come to my circles and the one-to-one work that I do and all the kids that I'm with that come to walk with me, they know that as soon as they see me, it's the words that you speak are the spells that you cast. So it just automatically turns into a positive. Because go, what did you just say? They go, oh, sorry. And then they change it. And I also talk a lot about manifesting. We do a lot of manifesting.
So can you explain what that means to you?
What?
The words that you speak are the spells
that you cast.
So this is obviously around you creating your life as you speak. So be careful what you're saying because
he's listening.
You're creating your life as you speak. So this is taking us into that world of manifestation and living in that realm of possibility and always being open to anything's possible.
Anything is.
So what you speak is what you create.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that the philosophy?
That is the philosophy.
And how have you experienced it as coming true for you?
It's very hard to explain because it comes so naturally to me. And I've been told this many times by the management team at my corporate role sent me to London, to Covent Garden, all these psychologists to try and suss out my personality style, to work out why I was so successful at running teams. And even they couldn't do it. I was like, I don't really know what it is. It's very hard to define.
But there's something around positivity and keeping positive, because you always seem to have a high vibrational field that you invite people into, where you don't take yourself seriously. You're authentic. You laugh at yourself.
I do.
And it puts people at ease and it enables them to be...
I think there's something about this showing up as well, because lots of people can be all those things, but if they don't keep appearing, then the universe can't say, they're showing up here, and then they shine it all back and they mirror it back, and then the abundance flows back. Because you can have that philosophy but not take action, not show up.
It's the action point.
And, and then nothing will happen. If that bit will fade away and something else might come up. But if everybody keeps showing up and you keep turning up and saying, no, I really am here, whether that's consciously or subconsciously, then the universe says, okay, so this is what you need and this is what you need, and then here is this and here's that.
It's like
Yeah.
you're constantly sending that signal out, aren't you? to
Every
the
day,
universe?
yeah, every single day without fail. Like,
Yeah.
so we have chat groups in all my the people that I work with, and every morning we send affirmations to each other,
Oh, that's
and it's just
lovely.
like a constant,
I love that.
constant support network,
Yeah.
really, and speaking in a positive way.
So you're keeping your group and yourself, you're all helping each other
Yeah.
to
We're all
stay,
supporting each other.
stay in a high vibrational
High
place
vibration.
or positive
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah.
And are you seeing this filter through to the women? Can you give us some
Oh, God,
examples of
yeah.
what's happening for the women?
Yeah, so I mean, I've
course.
seen women that were shaking, so stood on the steps outside Endeavour House, ciggy after ciggy after ciggy after ciggy, daren't even walk through the doors. But I've had to go and get them, walk them through the door, sit with them for an hour or so before they even go to circle. Then there's been weeks and months and months and months where they don't say anything. They just sit and listen and look at the floor. And, you know, there's been hundreds of women like that. And now, the same women, this is how unbelievable it is. They've got camper vans, they're swimming in the sea, they're going to Glastonbury for the weekend. You know, they're living lives,
Yeah.
you know?
They've got their lives back.
They got their lives back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it sounds like even more than that, they've become empowered.
yeah, it's
So
for
they've
other
got-
women, yeah.
They've got their lives back, they're empowered, they're reclaiming themselves,
They
they're
are.
reclaiming their lives.
They are. And the magic of it as well is, so the women that have been through the journey, then the new ones come in, because it's a constant stream of new
Yeah.
referrals.
Yeah.
So the ones that have been through the journey, they kind of mentor the ones that are just coming through. So it's like a self-serving
Yes.
circle.
Yeah.
So they're like, actually, I was there 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You're going to be fine. Let's take you by the hand and lead them on their journey. So I kind of like crack on. I'm not doing anything here. They're all doing it between themselves.
Yeah.
So I'm just the center of it.
Yeah.
And I don't even work that hard because they're doing it.
Yeah.
So what I'm really getting is how when you fill your own cup, it seems to
Yes.
spill over into other people's cups.
It does.
And their
And then
cups
their
get
cups-
filled.
Yes.
And they can spill over into other cups. So,
So
Yeah.
the abundance of life is flowing and feeding itself.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I
In
just,
human
Yeah.
terms, resources,
Yes.
results, life reclaiming, life living. These women
Yeah.
haven't been able to live.
No,
And now
no,
they can.
no. Yeah, the vast majority of women that come to me are victims of severe domestic abuse.
Yeah.
so I just want to take this moment to really just pause and acknowledge
yeah.
the enormity
Yeah.
of what you've achieved here in quite a deprived area of
Yeah.
Devon, where there is so much need. And you, by making that choice to trust life, to step out of your corporate job, to align with your heart, to align with what you want to do and how you can help others, has literally created so much abundance
Yeah.
for you and for everyone
Yeah, everyone else, yeah.
who has been
Yeah.
involved in your orbit and
Yeah.
continues to
Yeah,
spill out.
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. I'm 60 in December, and I just want to, I want to go for much larger funding bids. So, and so I can then share it more with other practitioners. I
Yeah.
do share it with other practitioners now. Obviously, Iona's been delivered, Hannah from Glastonbury has, and then lots of other women have delivered, Jackie. But like, I love that part of it where we bring the other women in and they teach their skills. But I need bigger funding pots to be able to pay these women really well to
Yeah,
deliver
to be
what
able
they're
to,
doing. So
yeah.
I want to just expand and expand and expand it. So
It's almost as you're speaking, I want.
it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can feel that because,
Yeah.
because you believe the words that you speak are the
Spells that you cast, yeah.
It's like as you're speaking, I want bigger funding pots. I want to do more of this good work.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's
But it just
something-
means I do less. I can just sit back and go, oh, hey, go everyone.
And there's something about it being aligned
I
to
was just thinking
service.
that, yeah, it's completely aligned aligned.
You know,
Yeah.
it's you're not
Is
just
it?
taking for
Yeah.
yourself, Sal.
Yeah.
It's you're not just taking and saying, I want to get rich
No.
and keep it for myself.
I'm
There's-
already rich.
Yeah, there's something around. I'm already rich. There's enough.
I don't need it.
It's that feeling. There's enough for everyone,
Yeah.
and you're in service to your community, and it's so
Yeah.
inspiring.
And reaching that point where you can give so much now, and actually these women that have been through all these awful situations are now able to support other women.
Yeah.
And then that there's no end to that. It's like an infinite.
It's infinite.
Circle,
It's
and
infinite.
it just goes on and on.
Yeah. And what, my aim really is to get some of the women, and it has already happened. So some of the women that have been coming for a long time and they're standing in their power. Come on, you come and sit in this seat.
Yeah.
You deliver.
Amazing.
You become me.
Yeah.
I can come to your circle.
Yeah.
And just really enjoy what you've learned.
Yeah.
And we're nearly there with quite a few of them.
I can see why people say that you're a lifesaver.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I really
Oh.
can. Yeah.
But what I'm feeling is there's so much abundance.
Yeah,
it's not only
same.
about you being great, but everyone you're championing
That's
to
right.
be
Yeah.
great. And it's like so far removed from the competitive mindset of
Greed.
mainstream business. Which is about how do I get rich? How do I stand on the backs of everyone and use everyone?
Yeah.
And how do I get
even
ahead?
in the spiritual community?
Even in the spiritual
see that.
community.
Do you really?
Yeah.
And it's even worse there because it's disguised.
So it's
as
co-competitive.
Yeah, it's
something else.
Yeah.
So
I just want to add something that we haven't spoken to is everything I do to the people that come to whatever I do is completely free to them. So I get the money from the government or funding sources, and then give it away free to the women. So I know some people who also get funded. They also charge a little bit as well, but I would never do that. Everybody knows that everything I do is free. It's free. And it goes back to, I just want to add this bit that I think is quite important, this bit. So it goes back to my roots, my beautiful roots in Nottinghamshire of Robin Hood and Maids Marian, robbing from the rich and giving to the poor. And it all every time I think about it in a deeper way than I normally do, it always goes back to Robin Hood in the Sherwood Forest.
can you speak into what you believe around giving and receiving to support the flow of abundance?
Yeah. So I honestly believe that if you hoard money in your bank accounts, in ISAs, in cryptocurrency, or wherever you've got your money, if it stays stuck, it stays stuck. So I believe in the flow of it. So I don't want to hoard all this money, and I want people that I love and my friends and the women that I really respect. I want them to come along with on the abundance journey with me. It's no fun being on your own in it. What's the point in that?
Yeah. And I really get this energy whenever I'm with you of so much abundance. Like not just for me, but for all my friends. And my friends are going to spill out to other friends. And this overflowing abundance. And it's in such a contrast to the message that we get we get brought up with, which is that there isn't enough and that we got to fight each other for the bit of money that's there. And I think for Emma and I, this is what we're wanting to change, because at a core, Emma, we really believe that, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
That when we connect to our hearts and our inner self, that there is this abundance at its core. And one of the reasons that I wanted to interview you is because you are a living example. You are proof of living from that place of abundance.
Yeah, and what this conversation's made me realise as well is, because it's every day is a learning day for me to talk to you two. So, that wasn't a plan. It's just that's how it's grown organically. I didn't have a business plan set out to go, right, I want to do this, I want to do. It's so natural to me to work in this way that I don't know any other way to work. It is really a natural thing coming from my core to want to give. So we've talked a lot about giving,
but I also believe that to give, you must be able to receive. I've always received really well. You know, I was surrounded by aunties and nans and granddads and uncles and cousins. They were giving people, so I was brought up in that kind of environment of giving and receiving. So I think I'm just very easygoing and I just flow with life. And if you try to control things too much, universe doesn't like it. It goes, whoa, what are you trying to control? You can't control it. It's like the ocean. It's like the waves in and out, ebb and flow, the figure of 8. You give, it gives, it receives. You give, you receive. It needs to be both.
So, Sally, what would be your message to people out there who might be in jobs that they're not enjoying, or just feeling like life is really awful and not abundant?
Yeah.
What would be your advice to them?
My advice would be to trust yourself, be consistent, be honest, laugh at all your mistakes, laugh at yourself mainly, because there's going to be a lot of mistakes on the way, but laugh at it. See the, and you know, God, universe, the source, whatever you want to call it, he sees he sees everything. Whatever it is up there, sees how you are. And I think the rewards just come. If you're living in your heart, if you're doing something in your heart and not your head, eventually it will pay off. And you live a life of abundance and love.
So beautiful. What you're doing, and you're such a beautiful example of to your whole community.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
for letting us interview you today.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
So beautiful. Such a beautiful, special woman.
Thank you. And it is all true as
I
well.
know. And in case you were wondering, it's all true.